Hello YouTube and welcome back to another episode of Let's Build a Hobbit Village. Now, just going to quickly look up here and you might be able to notice that there's weird white stuff everywhere. So I've just installed the Better Foliage mod, part of the dakrcraft installation mod tutorial that I just did. And now that I'm in normal Conquest, there's weird stuff everywhere. And I don't know how to change that. I'll look into it, but if you guys put it in the comments below, and that will help me out tremendously with fixing this weird bug. But anyway, let's get on to the house. So what were we up to? I think we've just finished all of these roof bits. Ooh, missed a bit of dirt there. Okay, so this still needs finishing. I'm guessing that I said I was going to do this off camera and then forgot to do it off camera. So we just won't do those rooms today. Simple. The other thing that I do want to change just before we carry on is add a sort of border rail. Now I like doing this for the majority of my houses, but I'm not sure what material I'm going to use. Probably spruce, I think, is going to work best. It's nice and simple. So basically I'm just going to fill all of this bottom layer for every section with spruce wood. And sorry about that. This is just a nice simple thing to break up the wall, because it does get a little bit same old, it does get a little bit boring after a while. So I'm just going to do this a little bit, and I'm not going to do too many of these rooms. I'll do most of it off camera, but we are going to get onto some interiors today as well, which is going to be quite fun and quite interesting. So just do that. I still need to do the roof for this room as well, and here. Oh dear, got a lot to do, but like I said, I'm going to do that off camera because I want to actually start getting stuff done, instead of just building and building and building forever and ever and ever. So what we're going to do in this video is work on making this look more natural and look like it's actually part of the terrain. So to do that, can I actually, nope, can't get rid of those blocks. So to do that, I'm going to start off by just simply building out all these sections. And I do actually have a video very similar to this already on my channel, which was a video all about how to build smiles, which are what hobbit holes actually are. That's what the proper name for them. So I'm just going to bring these out like that. And what's really good about the Better Foliage mod, which I've actually just realised, is that when you place grass blocks, it automatically places stuff on them, even if it's just a little tiny bit of grass like that, or if it's a big piece like over here. So, you know, it makes the grass 10 times more interesting, even without having to place the normal grass myself. I probably will end up doing that anyway, just to make it look more interesting for people who don't have this mod, but you know, we're going to do that. I also think I'm going to remove this, and we might put it back in later. It's just I want access to a window here. I think that's going to look quite nice. So now we've got those shapes sorted out, I'm also going to drag that out and just build this up so it looks a bit more interesting. Now we're going to work on doing these type things. So I always like to do little sort of shutter balcony type things. I'm just going to bring that out to about there, grab that cobblestone wall again, and we're going to do one here and one here, so that's in on both sides, and we're going to have a 2 wide window, and yeah, we're actually going to have a really big one like this. I think that's going to look quite nice. So let's actually put that window in now before I forget. So we'll go for white stained glass and just put that in there. And I'm going to use spruce and oak, I think. No, jungle and oak. And I'm actually going to do this differently to the way that I've done this hill here. One, because, you know, doing things different makes them good. Two, because my style in doing this has changed, because, you know, I've been doing this Hobbit style for quite a long time now, so obviously things are going to change, and the way that I actually do things is going to change, which is always good, because that shows that you're evolving and you're not just doing the same thing over and over again. So this is something that was done on the P- world on the dakrcraft server. For the P- spawn, when we done our little Hobbit shanty village, we had this sort of like border rail and then the material on the inside, and I thought that looked really nice, so we're actually going to carry that on here, and I'm going to just do that as well. just to give a bit more shape. No, I'm not, because that looked a bit too heavy. So we're not going to actually do that. We'll just do it simple like this. Keep it simple. Keep it simple, stupid. That is the mantra of my uni course, people who do film, TV, people who just do things in general. Like, you should just, no matter what it is that you're actually doing, just keep it simple. Keeping it simple means it's going to be easy, it's going to be fun, it's going to be enjoyable, and it's just going to be better in general. So we've just made this a bit more natural, just like stop the big bulky sections basically from, you know, you've got a big square there, just knock a block out and make it a little bit smoother transition. Again, here we can do the same, just make the transition a little smoother, and I'm actually going to start putting some materials in here to make these look a little nicer and make it less blocky and less grassy. So by that I mean like rock materials to make it look like a little cliff or something. Here I'm going to place block there and just bring them round like that, so it's still sort of going up in a sort of hill type direction. I'm not going to have an overhang here like I've got these. I've got these for most of the doors, but I'm not going to have it on this one. And we're going to do more stuff over here. So we want our jungle slabs again, and we want our oak slabs. So we're going to have 3 along the top there, and then 2 that go down like that. Do the underneath ones, and then we can put oak on top of them like this. Does that look nice? That looks alright, doesn't it? And I'm actually just going to do that as well. I kind of want that to dip down another block, but if I dip it down another block, then that's not right. So if we do that, it's not right, is it? It's got to be a grass block. Could do this. That kind of works. So I'm just going to extend that by a block, and then that would be another slab there. That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. That kind of works, right? Yeah, that's almost looking normal. That's too bulky. I don't like that. So what about a stir block, just to make this a bit more interesting? There was just slight variation on a style and a theme that I've already been going with, which is good because then it shows, you know, slight changes. That's fine. Underneath, with this being a bigger one, I am going to do this little thing underneath to make it a little bit thicker, and then we will have our pillars in as well. So we're just going to go 2 there, 1 on that side, that's fine. And then windows, what do we want to do for windows in this room? Could have 2 smaller ones like that. I can't remember which room this is going to be actually. Let's just have a look inside. We've got our main living area there, we've got the bedrooms. This was going to be like a kitchen type place, wasn't it? So actually the chimney's going to have to go on this wall, because, you know, pantry and stuff that way. We've got the main hall here, but you can't really have the chimney there. Main hall there, so we can't have a chimney there. So the chimney's going to have to go on this side. So I think if the chimney goes here, we can have a 2 wide window there, and that'll look more interesting on the outside, because it won't be symmetrical, it won't be sort of perfectly in line, which is kind of thing you want to go for. You want asymmetrical shapes, and you want it to look different and unique. So look at it from this side. No, it looks a little bit odd, but we're going to have a chimney right there going up the side, so it's sort of almost going to fit in place. And with this bush here, it's kind of hiding it, the view. So I don't know, I'm trying to explain why it looks good, but at the same time I think it should be on this side. So it's like, oh yeah, this is why it looks good, but I don't like it, so I'm going to move it over there because it doesn't look good. So there you go, that looks a little bit better. It makes more sense because you've got more of a view of the window coming up this path. I will be changing this path as well because I don't like that. I've been wanting to change this for a while, so I'm going to put some stone materials in here. Just like that, just simple ones. Put another stone block there, and I'm going to get my stick. And we're going to change this grass to 2:2 because that has the stone metadata on it. So we're going to do that. Put those in, put one down there, put that one up there like that. This kind of hasn't worked out the way I was planning, because it's on such a small scale. It's not white wood. Right. I've got rid of my stick. Of course I've got rid of my stick. Always get rid of the ones that I want. So we put those blocks there. Can have another one going down like that. And a stone block there, and a stone block there like this. It's fine. Put a stone block there like that. And just change these to mossy ones, just so it looks like grass growing down, stuff like that. Change that to that one. Those to those. Yeah, it's not too bad. So this here, straight line, looks bad, so we're just going to mix it up a little bit. Bring that back a little bit. Probably get rid of that one. There we go. So that looks a lot more interesting. It's a lot nicer. That's the kind of idea I was going for. Let's get on to the interiors then. So we're just going to do one interior for this video, and I'll do maybe a couple more in the next video, and then I'll finish the rest of this whole off camera. We'll get onto the forest and stuff, because I do want to start getting these finished, these let's build, sorry. I want to start getting them finished so we can get onto other ones and get more stuff out there. So this is the main living room section. We want another fireplace, so we're going to have bricks. And where can we put this one? Put it here, right opposite this doorway, really heat up the house. So we're going to have bricks like that. We're going to have /I fireplace there. Need to put bricks in the back as well. And I've actually just put fire on a block of dirt, haven't I? So we can get rid of that. Put those in, put that in. I need wood, because I'm going to be using the log metadata, because with Conquest you can see the fire. So there we go, want that one, and then the fire in there. Okay, that's a basic setup, that's fine for now. Swap that out. Now we need to think of seating arrangements and that kind of thing. So we're going to go for a nice couch around this window here. So we're going to I want a table in front of the window and a chair at the table. And then we're going to have shelving here. Probably shelving there as well. Can have a 3-seater there. Maybe there. No, it's going to be a 3-seater like that. 2-seater like that. 1-seater like that. Maybe there. Maybe a 2-seater there. I'm just trying to get a nice sort of arrangement of seats going, and this doesn't look right, but this is sometimes the way I do interiors, just by like breaking it up and adding stuff like this in. So change these over to these seats, and I love these seats. I probably overuse them, but you know what you're gonna do. I wonder if it would be possible for monsters to actually change biomes to give different colour seats. I know he hates doing biome work, but I think that would look really, really nice. I know in Lord Dakr's LD Modern Pack, he actually has like an oak slab that's like green, and then when you change the biome it goes to blue and red, and basically all the different colours of the wool blocks that are in Minecraft and the carpets and stuff like that. So now we've got those, I'm going to actually put some signs on here for a smaller chair, so the arms of the chair, and I'm actually going to put another one on like that. And now we can start changing the biomes. So I get my biome tool, and actually I want to set some fire down over here, or just some light over here, just so it's not as dark. We'll just put that there like that, and one over there like that. There we go. So now we've got some light, so we can actually see what we're doing a little better. So we'll change all these to extreme hills, just so that they're all the same and they all look nice. There we go. I thought I was lagging then, but I just didn't copy the block over properly. And we actually want to change this to birch forest, so that these are all nice textures. So we want that one. Change these over, so that it's all nice and clean, because hobbits are clean. They don't like dirty, messy walls and stuff like that. And I've got hiccups now, and this is ugh. Right. So that's done. Next we want a table, so I'm going to use dark oak. Use dark oak for the table, just because it's a strong contrasting colour to all the brown that we've got in, and we've got spruce along here as well. So we're just going to put, could just do a 2-wide window table, I suppose. We got that in. If I get my pressure plate texture, and we can use the stick on that to get some books. So there we go, got a book there. And what else do we want? Shelving. So I'm going to put a shelving unit in here, So we're actually going to go for, put some blocks in like that, and in like that. And we're just going to go 2 like this, 2 like this. Get rid of those, get rid of these. Put them in along the bottom, put that along the top. And we can actually put stuff in here now, so this will actually work as a shelf. The only thing is I'm worried about overusing this texture in this room. So maybe we can change these over. So these aren't as strong. That looks quite nice, doesn't it? Bit of variation. Could always remove that one chair. We don't really need all these chairs in this room, do we? We'll remove it for now. We could always add it back later if it looks a bit too spacious in here. Player head chests. I'm going to place one of those down. I need to change all these over to extreme hills actually. So do that. What else do we want in here? We can have a bookshelf. That might look interesting in here. So we can put that in like that. Yeah, that's quite nice. In fact, we'll just make that whole thing a bookshelf. No, we won't. That doesn't look quite nice. So we'll keep that one there. We'll put what can we have? We've also got these crafting tables as well. I want to utilise them. So we're going to put that player head chest back in. So you got to shift and click on to get that on there. So if I just click normally, obviously it opens shift and right click, and that'll work. I suppose a flower pot. Hobbits like flowers, so we'll just put a little blue flower pot in here. And to do that, I don't think I can shift and click on that. So what we're going to do is place a block, put the flower pot on the floor. I need to get my stick again. We're just going to go copy, paste, and then put the blue flower in. And there you go. There's that. Nice and simple. Yeah, it's looking quite nice actually. Quite liking the way this is turning out. Next, we want... what do we want next? In fact, just to make this a bit more interesting, we're going to do this. And I'm going to change these to the curtain textures. So I don't use these nearly enough. So we'll put some curtains in. And I'm going to change those. See what colours we've got. What colours do we think? Maybe green? Green one looks quite nice, doesn't it? Just add a bit more colour variation into this room. And then we can put those down there. And that will pop off the wall because it hates me. So let's see. I have to get rid of that. I'm going to have to put my trapdoor back in. And then I'm going to have to put my chest back in. And now my plant pot's gone as well. Come on, guys. What's going on? Why do this to me? Put my blue flower back in. There we go. Now we can get rid of that. So there's that done. We've got a nice little shelving in the two. Which is the cobweb texture, isn't it? So if we put a cobweb on here, just check that nothing pops off over there, watching you, and we get our these textures. That's good English, isn't it? Oh, there we go. So this is where it's going to struggle to actually look right. I don't think that does look right anyway. It does need to be hanging that texture. So, well, we could still do a brewing stand. A brewing stand will still work. Or, in fact, we will utilise these, because these, I think, are underused. So we'll go for the comparator. No, it's not. That's the repeater. No, we will go for the comparator, because the repeater doesn't give off light. So we'll go for the comparator. And if you hit it with your stick, you will get where all three of them are lit. And then we just need to get some hidden lighting in. So for hidden lighting for this room, I'm going to put a glowstone block underneath this chair. And we're going to use... where's the glowstone block? There we go. So we're just going to put that underneath the chair, like this. And we're going to put a brown carpet on top of the chair, just to hide the glowstone. And then change the biome of that brown carpet, so that it's completely covering it up. In fact, we could just do any coloured carpet, but I've gone for brown now. and we change the material to that, put that on, and it, you can hardly see through there, but if you can see, you're just going to see like a wood texture, and it's just going to look dark. So that's why I've gone for that one, and it should actually be giving off light. It doesn't look like it is. Why is that not giving off light? Oh, that's why. To do this, you need a bed. Now, the textures look the same, but they behave differently. So that's a wooden slab technically, which is why it's not giving off the light. So I'll put that back on actually. And we put this back in place. And then I'm going to shift and left click the bottom part of this block and replace it with that top part. And as you can see now, the light's coming through. So it doesn't work brilliantly, but it does add light over to this side of the room, so it looks like they're giving off light a little bit more. Especially if we get rid of that torch, you can see there's definitely light coming over from there. If we get rid of that, you can see there's definitely light coming from over there now. Fire. Now I'm just going to quickly do the fireplace, and we'll put a rug down, and we'll call it a day for this video. And I'll finish this room off, and then we'll do maybe a bedroom and a kitchen in the next video, and then we'll get onto something different. So, fireplace. We want some brick, stairs, and I'm just going to do a very, very simple one. And that all works fine for me. Quite happy with that. We want a rug in the middle of the room. What colour? We've got green curtains, so we'll go for a green carpet. And we just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that big enough? Could do 9. We'll go for 9. Just keep it on this side of the room. So we still do have space for that chair there, but I don't know if I want it. We could always swap these round so that the chair's on this side and the light's on that side, and then we can put stuff here, and that would like use up this space a little bit better. It would look a little bit more used and well placed. Not sure if I'm liking these curtains anymore either. But, we've got that third extra detail that we don't normally use. Quite happy with a shelf unit. And we do need to do the sort of top of the fireplace. So I'll just put that up there to remind me. We'll go do that now, actually. So that's only going to take 2 seconds. But we can do up 2 blocks. And then I'm going to use a flower pot, I think. What have I been doing over here for these? So they're cobblestone walls. I'm sure I've got brick ones around here. Yep. Oh, so we've got cobblestone walls as well, actually. So we'll just get that texture and that texture. And which direction is all the smoke going? This way. I always try and keep the smoke going in the same direction so it looks a little bit realistic. But I don't like doing tons and tons of smoke either. So that'll do. Just a little bit of smoke coming out of that chimney there. And that's it for this video, guys. So you can see this hobbit hole now is looking a lot more natural, a lot more well positioned. We're going to carry on fixing up this. We're going to get onto the forest over here. Once that's done, the plot's going to look a lot more finished, and then we're going to revisit a few sections before we get onto new stuff over on that side of the plot. It's going to take quite a few episodes to get to that stage. I'm also going to be starting live streams, and the live streams I'm going to be doing on each of the series just so I can get more stuff done. So, like one day I'll be live streaming the Wild West stuff, one day I'll be live streaming Inca stuff, one day I'll be live streaming Hobbit stuff. I did a couple of things on Lake Town in like a test live stream that I done a few days ago. So, there's going to be lots of things like that, just like I said, to try and get the series done quicker. The main reason for this is the Inca series. I recorded 13 episodes over a 24-hour period back in February, I think, and I've not done any work on it since, and we're nearly in June. By the time I get to record episode 14, we will be in June. So that's for me, that's just not fun, because I was really enjoying that series, and then it stopped because I didn't want to build so much so quick. Because obviously I want to get a bit of feedback from you guys. Conquest is constantly updating, so there's always new blocks that I need to go back and change, stuff like that. So yeah, I'm going to be sort of uploading maybe more often, so I might get like 2 to 3 episodes uploaded in one day. Depends how much I've recorded that week and stuff like that. And I'm going to be doing live streaming, so there's going to be bits missed out, but I will be letting you guys know when I'm live streaming. I'll be uploading sort of mini 30-second videos that saying, hey, I'm going to be live streaming at this time. I'll try upload those videos at least 2 hours before I do live stream, just to give people plenty of time to see the video and know that when I'm going to be doing it and stuff as well, just so you don't miss out on as much as you think you might be going to already. But that's it for this video, guys. So if you're enjoying the series, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next one.